Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I wanted to go through and share some of my July favorites with you. This has been a different month. I feel like not just, quarantine and all of that. I feel like on top of that, the fact that I had surgery this month has really changed the game for me in a lot of different things. So thank you for watching. I'm just going to start with, it's not kind of like right here. Let me tell you, I had a couple of places shaved on my head. They shaved a spot here, thinking that they were going to need to put a device, either put the device back in here or change part of my tubing shunt line. And then I have a very large spot that is shaved right here. And so I'm trying to find new and creative ways to pin my hair back so that this spot isn't seen and make it look like there's hair where there isn't. And just clipping my hair back like this, even though it's short, has been like one of the easiest and fastest things I can do. And then just leave a few little pieces out in the front for my curls to do what they naturally do on their own. So that's been a super easy, but I wouldn't call it a favorite, I'd call it a coping skill for July. But one of the other things I'll tell you is I've been dealing with a lot of, leading up to surgery. I know I kept saying I'm okay, I'm not that worried. I was a little more worried than I realized I was. And I have been loving using the app Headspace. I use that every day, and it really does help to kind of just like relax me. And beyond that, also, I have really been loving it, and this is kind of strange, is watching soap making tutorials on YouTube. There are some people who I will leave in the description box below and a link to their channel. I fall asleep watching soap tutorials, and I don't know what it is, especially the ones where there is, like no actual talking. It's just music and you can watch the process of it. It seems like a little hypnotic, and I love it. And it's also a very peaceful thing, and I'm a big believer in making things with your hands. I've spent years in the pottery studio. I have plates and teapots and everything that I've made myself that we use here at the house on the regular, platters that I serve meals on. I spent a lot of time when I was in high school in a wood shop, so there's furniture in this house that I have made. I like to grow my own produce. I like to cook my own food, serve it on my own plates. I like to sew. I like to make jewelry. I'm a do it with my hands kind of person. That's who I am. And so I think the idea of watching somebody else make something, and each batch is unique and different, and it has that artisanal feel, is very peaceful to me, and I love it. All right, so let's get into some of the makeup. This, I've talked about it for years. It was in one of my recent most repurchased products, but I've kind of rediscovered it because I've been using this to set my under eye with, and I like that it doesn't completely take it so matte that it brings out the crepiness under my eyes, the fine lines. This is Hourglass's Ambient Lighting Powder. They have a wide range of shades. This one is Diffused Light. I love this. Another thing that is a longtime favorite of mine, and you've heard me talk about, is this lipstick. This is the YSL Rouge Volupte Shine, and this is all that I have left. I'm continuing to use it throughout the summer. I just want to put a little on right now. It just makes me happy. It doesn't last a terribly long time because it is a really hydrating formula, and here I'm like, do I have stuff where I don't need it? Let me take a quick peek. Oh, here. I always end up with lipstick on my teeth. But this is one of my favorite shades. I think this is Rouge Tuxedo or Red Tuxedo, but I'll leave it for you down below. Love that. Another rediscovered favorite of mine is the Charlotte Tilbury blush in the shade Sex on Fire. I like that it's really pale, but even this outer ring here is definitely more pigmented than I think it is, and it's the perfect shade for me. I'm not wearing it today, but I love, and I've been using this a lot this month. All right, some newer things to me. This came in a BoxyCharm, and I couldn't have been more impressed. This is the Scattered Light eyeshadow, and this is in the shade Reflect. And it feels cushiony and pillowy, but it is so gorgeous. I love this so much. I like tapping this on the lid and nothing else. Sometimes I'll use like a little bronzer in the crease and then this over the lid, but I have just been kind of just like and calling it good. Love this. That's one of the best things that I've ever gotten in a BoxyCharm that I love. Another thing, this is not the one that I got in my BoxyCharm a couple of months ago. That one was too deep. But I did pick up during their pop-up the Vanish highlight from Hourglass in the shade Champagne Flash. Champlain. Isn't that a place in the US somewhere? But it is just insanely beautiful. And I love this formula. It's easy to put on with your fingers. It's easy to put on with the duo fiber brush or with a sponge. I have not been bold enough since I do set my face with powder to just like swipe it on and blend. It might work that way. I don't want to mess up the rest of my base. This is something that I've had for a long time and I finally started rediscovering. And this is just a smaller shimmering skin perfector from Becca. And this is in the shade Moonstone, but it is the most beautiful liquid highlight. And I don't use it like for the tops of my cheeks. You certainly could. I have been using it mixed in with my primer just to give me a really beautiful glowy like luscious look to the skin, and it makes my skin look incredible. Not a lot, like half a pea size. I'm mixed in with my regular primer, and I'm using right now I'm using the No Problem primer. I'm trying to finish it, but I do like it, but it does help to seal in my pores, and then this gives a little added glow and it looks gorgeous. I almost feel like I don't have to tell you that one of my favorites for this month was Sydney Grace. Love, 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 love. This is the one that I'm wearing right now. If it's not already up, it will be coming. This look with this palette. Love this. This is the Summer Days palette. I had swatched it, but I hadn't actually put it on until today. So I feel like it's unfair to say that this specific palette, but I love the shades in here. They're gorgeous. But I will tell you that they blend like a dream. The mattes, oh, the mattes. The pressed pigments. I have worn this one a couple of times, and this is the Chase Your Dreams palette, and it pushes me outside of my comfort zone with some of these purples, this really bright gold, and these warm rusty tones, but looks mwah on the eyes. The other thing is, I got all these singles, and I've been playing with some of them, and they just make me like extremely happy. So Sydney Grace, all the way for the win. Another thing that came in my BoxyCharm this month that really impressed me was this. This is the Lmr Cosmetics Lip Gloss. And this is in the shade Birthday Suit. It is so pretty. Hydrating, not sticky, shiny, and it does have just the smallest little bit of shimmer in it, but it is not gritty on the lips. And I don't like when things feel gritty, but this is great, and it smells like a sweet dream straight out of a bakery. Here's another lipstick that I've been using a lot. I just picked it up at the end of June, so it still looks like it's brand new, but I promise you I have been using it. This is Lipstick Queen's Hello Sailor, and I recently found out that Lipstick Queen is now going to be sold at Walmart at a reduced price. I paid $24 for this in June, and if they are selling this lipstick in this size at Walmart for $10 or $12, mwah, hello, but also, why could it not have happened in June so I could have picked it up there? But this has been a longtime favorite of mine. It's one of those, it looks blue, but what's great about it is it's very much a hydrating balm. I just swatched it right here, so it is really shiny. It's like a vitamin E stick. It does start out looking blue, but it's really sheer, but then it turns kind of like a really, you can see it right here, it turns into a lovely violet shade. And it would be weird to be wearing like a really strong purple lip, but this goes with so many things, especially if you're wearing cool tone blush, cool toned eyeshadow. But the great thing about it is with that little bit of blue in there, it looks a little bit more violet this way, and you can see more of the blue here, is that it makes my teeth look whiter. But it's very nourishing. It's like a straight vitamin E stick with just a hint of color, and it does do that kind of weird, like Lipstick Queen transforming color thing. I don't like it for that, but I like that it's nourishing and it's hydrating, and I love shiny, glossy lipsticks for summer. So I've been trying really hard to get out of my rut of using Wayne Goss's Zinnia lipstick, which is right here. within reach and is my favorite shade. But I said this month you're gonna start using the other one too. This is in Lily, and this is the shade that I had on before I put the other YSL lipstick over the top. But this is like the most perfect pinky nude. It really reminds me of a shade that Lipstick Queen used to make called Pinky Nude. And I find that my lips look best and my skin tone is most flattered by nude lipsticks that have a slight pink undertone. If they tend to lean a little peach, I look more like death on a cracker. It doesn't always work for me, but most pink leaning nudes look really flattering on my skin tone, and I love this. Now the formula is what I love so much about it. It's creamy, it's hydrating. It's not like long lasting, but I can wear this for 4 or 5 hours and it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't bleed outside of the lip lines, and that for me is huge from a cream lipstick. But I love both Zinnia and this, but I've been trying to focus on using this more in July, but it's a beautiful lipstick. There were a couple of things that did not work for me and I'm not as enamored with. Now, they weren't the worst things I had ever tried, but I was hoping for a little bit more for the price. One of them is this. Partially, it's because I have the wrong shade, and partially because of how it applies. This is from Ouma Beauty. This is their Stay Woke Concealer, and I have the shade T1 White Pearl. So when I went into my local Ulta in mid-June, I had been wanting to try products from Ouma Beauty, and I thought, you know, I'm always looking for a great concealer, and I wanted to try this. Now, my local Ulta, of course, you can't swatch anything right now, but this was the lightest shade they had, and as I was holding it up, I was like, maybe it's too dark for me. Part of the problem is this shade is too dark, but I could make it work, and the problem that I have, and I have to work really hard to get this to look good on my face, because as you put it on, it's got like these enormous doe foot. So you put it on, and then you start, where is it? Then you start to blend it out. But I'm one of those who I swipe corners of my nose, like a little bit down here in my chin, my hyperpigmentation spot, and then I start to blend it in. You can't. You got to put this in one place and then blend, and put it in another place and then blend, and then another place and then blend. Because if you don't, like, this dries down real fast. So the good part is it has longevity to it, which I like. You can see it like right in here. It's a little bit more peachy and dark than my skin tone, and my hands are significantly darker than my face. And I think I could make this work, but what I end up having to do, and I always forget when I pull it out, is after it feels like it's starting to set, I'm starting to tap it out, and I can see like the line of demarcation, like I got it to here and then it dried. I just have to take a setting spray, a hydrating setting spray, and spray it over, and then just keep blending either with a brush. I do best with a sponge with this product, but I feel like it's hard to work with, and I don't want to reach for it. And for, I think this was $25, $29, I don't remember. But for the price, 20 something for a concealer, I want it to be a little bit easier. The other thing that I picked up that I was hoping would be a little bit easier is this. This is the Bare Minerals Bounce and Blur Blush in Coral Cloud. Now, I love the shade of this. It's beautiful. And the problem I have is that it says it's fingertip friendly, and you can do okay with that, but I find that it looks best when I use like a duo fiber brush like this, if I stick this in there, but then I end up with like patchy color. It doesn't blend as easily as I would want it to blend for being kind of cream-like. The other thing is I don't feel like it gives me a lot of, I don't know why I just did that. I don't feel like it really gives me a lot of longevity. So I think this was $30. But for $30, I want you to last longer. I think the color is gorgeous. I just feel like I haven't either found the right way to apply it. But again, it's one of those things where if I have a couple of misses the first 3 or 4 times I use you, I'm not gonna wanna keep going back for more. I have so many other blushes, ones that work really well. I don't feel like I have to keep going back to something like this. And I don't know, maybe this was sitting on the shelves at Ulta for too long and it's dried out. Maybe it would have been better had it been, you know, something I picked up 6 months ago. I don't know. But these are the two products this month that just didn't work for me. I would love to know what your favorites were for the month of July. It doesn't have to be a makeup favorite. It can be, you know, like me and my soap tutorials. It could be a favorite beverage. I've been loving drinking seltzer water with fresh squeezed juice and a little hint of simple syrup and maybe an herb like a basil or a mint or something mixed in there. Just let me know what your favorites were for this month. And if there is a product that you fell in love with this month that you tried for the first time or one that you rediscovered in your collection, let me know what it is in the comments down below. I'm always looking for things that I don't have experience with that are worth somebody taking the time to recommend them. Thank you for watching today. Thank you for being subscribed. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.